Alabama. In fact, that's where I grew up, and I grew up at a time of the civil rights movement when Dr. King was very active. I got involved in the civil rights movement as a projectorist. I used to show the films whenever we have like a civil rights march or some type of event. We had people trained to protect the women, and so I would show not video clips because it wasn't video, but I would show film clips of how to protect the women. We used to take wet newspaper, put it around our waist, so when the police would jump on us with billy clubs, you know, we was protected, and we would fall on top and cover up the female participants. Another interesting thing we used to do is we used to carry black pepper, and whenever they would sick the dogs on us, we would throw black pepper on them, and they would turn on their handlers, and you know, we used to think that was very cute. It was interesting growing up at that period of time. Got involved in the second poor people. Can you cut?
Yeah, hold on. Whenever you're ready.
I got involved in the Poor People campaign, the second one that went to D.C., and I was involved with a newspaper called the Southern Courier that covered civil rights events in the South. So I was quite interested in civil rights. My parents, they was involved in the civil rights movement, the bus boycott in Montgomery that pretty much got the whole civil rights movement in the South started. That's when Dr. King emerged in Montgomery. He was the pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church, and from that we kind of know what history have laid out about him and his commitment to civil rights. So I kind of grew up with a civil rights background. Being in the newspaper business, that started about 20 years ago here in Racine, and so it was always, as we covered events, we had the kind of the civil rights twist on it. Most recently, within the last 4 years, I've been very concerned about the treatment of African Americans in Racine, especially in the downtown area.
Okay.
Go to work, try to go to college, enter the military, and I decided to enter the United States Army. It was at the beginning of Vietnam, so you know I was kind of hesitant and wanted to go in. But what happened, I stayed in for 3 years. And the most amazing thing for me was when I came out, everything was so different. I went in, and Montgomery was segregated, and the South was segregated. And then when I came out, it was a whole flip-flop on that, and the South had been integrated. So it was hard for me to transition myself into that lifestyle or that living condition. And so I stayed in Montgomery about a year. I worked actively with a couple of organizations in that area, working in the area of economic development and trying to help other veterans that were just getting out. And it just amazed me how much things had changed. But some of the issues that was happening when I went in was still occurring when I came out. And so then I moved to Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and it was odd that so, yeah. But it was amazing when I moved to Milwaukee that much of the prejudice I had seen in the South was in Wisconsin. And I was working for an African-American newspaper in Milwaukee. And the way I got to Racine is that they started a paper here in Racine called the Racine Courier, and that's what brought me here. And decided I liked the town, and got involved, made a whole lot of friends, and I love Racine, but I do not like the treatment of minorities in Racine, and it have been my efforts since I've been here to try to make a difference and make those, make changes. 4 years ago, I noticed that the entertainment location in downtown was receiving a whole lot of what I consider targeting. They was being African American location and Hispanic location where a younger group of people would go. They was being targeted for closing, and the newspaper started writing articles, and unfortunately everything we said then have come to be true. All the locations where African Americans was going have been closed down. It's a social pattern that mostly when you have a popular place where people are going, that's where most of the people go. And so it's been kind of easy for the city of Racine to target a location, consider it being a nuisance, and close it down. And it seems like it's falling on deaf ears, especially in the African American community, because taverns are kind of shunned by the church institution, and it's not looked at as a business. But people are going to go out, people are going to entertain themselves. That's just a way of life. And so what has happened, the city have been very successful in closing these businesses, and they are business. People make investment. They want return on their investment. This means nothing to the city of Racine. And so we just want to try to get that information out in the public that is wrong what the city is doing, and we hope that we are able to make changes. I'm excited about this documentary because, I understand government, and one of the things is that it's old saying that you can't fight City Hall, and in many instances, because they have the taxpayers' money to hire the best lawyers and to fight anybody that attempt to bring truth to a particular situation. It's just hard for the ordinary citizen. So I hope this documentary kind of shed light, the things that I say and I believe is happening in Racine and in Racine city government. As far as targeting, I stand by that. I know it's true. I know it can be proven, but who have the money? They have unlimited resources to fight this, and so I hope that this documentary will kind of propel people into understanding and believing that it's a problem. It's a big problem in Racine, and I just hope that we can change things.
Just basically one more time.
Yeah.
Just let her rip and.
As I wrote articles in my newspaper, the Insider News, I was able to do some research. This is nothing new. Anytime you have urban development, you have the desire by government to move people out of a particular area and stereotype it, basically saying that if you have minorities in that area, it's going to hurt businesses for the majority population. And so I lost my thought. Hold it.
You're good.
Yeah. So what happened is, now what you wanted me to do at the end?
I think you can just go, that this is, it could happen in any city.
Oh, yeah.
It could happen anywhere, but this is a true story that we.
This could happen in any city. I mean, we have found other cities that practice the practice of moving people out of area for new urban development. I think it's a name for gentrification or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's happening, and this could be happening in any city in the nation that have a strong presence of minorities, Hispanics, and African Americans, and hopefully this document, this movie will show that it's a pattern of practice in cities where this is occurring. It happens in a certain way. And this documentary kind of lay it out to how it's happening and how destructive it is to a community.
One more thing. All I want to do.
1 second here. Okay, whenever you're ready.
One would think with the election of the first African American president, things have really changed. But as we look at this particular issue, we look back in some old clippings from the local newspaper, and we found that the same pattern of practice was used in the 40s and 50s to keep African American bar owners out of certain areas. And so it's no different. It's the same thing now. It have been at one time as many as 28 African American bars. Now it's down below 10. So these bars are being closed. We have a concern what is happening to the license of these bars. We haven't had any new African American bars open up in quite a while. So we wonder, on this end, as a politician, are these bars being closed and targeted to provide license for new bars in urban development areas? That's a concern with us, and we want to know the answer.
All right, can you just say the last sentence that you said?
We are very concerned about whether or not African American bars are being targeted, closed, their license being given to white bar owners. This is a concern, and we want to answer.